Hi guys. So my Keurig decided to play mind games with me this morning, and I realized there are things in my RV that I absolutely cannot, or more realistically, I guess, simply refuse to live without. Coffee being the first. Living in a small space means that pretty much everything I own has to really be a necessity or make my life easier or just make me more comfortable in some sort of way. So I made a list of 10 things that I choose to not live without, and I'm going to share them with you. Mostly because I'd like to see how you guys feel about some of these things, but also I'd really like to know what things are in your household that you can't live without. And maybe after hearing about those things, I might also not be able to live without them. And maybe I just wasn't aware of that fact. So let me know in the comments. And for now, on to my list. Number 1, my Keurig, obviously. First, they've gotten so much smaller over the years, which makes them super easy to store on travel days. But the biggest bonus is the fact that I don't need to wait for a half a pot of coffee to brew before I get my morning fix. The only thing about a Keurig that irritates me is the fact that none of them seem to be able to fill a single cup in one shot. I mean, like the whole cup. Admittedly, my coffee cups are a little bigger nowadays, but why aren't the Keurigs keeping up with the supersizing? I mean, seriously, who is really going to drink a 6-ounce cup of coffee first thing in the morning? Not this gal. Well, unless my Keurig can automatically fill my cup from across the room before it's empty. Where is the supersized coffee button? Number 2, and another kitchen gadget, my crock pot. I don't mind cooking, and sometimes I even love it, but I'm not a chef. And I would really rather spend my time doing other things besides cooking up big dishes and cleaning up big messes. Plus, as you can see, my kitchen is not huge, and my oven down here is more of a storage spot than an actual appliance because lighting it is a huge endeavor in itself. Note to the RV manufacturers. So, more often than not, I crock pot my dinners. I literally just pop in all the ingredients, I set it, I forget it, and I get to living my life outside of my kitchen. And another bonus, typically the meals I make in the crock pot are super easy to portion out and freeze if I don't want to eat it again later in the week. And funny story, my 19-year-old daughter makes fun of me every single time I pull this bad boy out. Apparently, there was some sort of TikTok trend going on around among her age group showing kids walking into the house, seeing a crock pot on the counter, and freaking out. I mean, what the heck? This invention, in my opinion, is the single best kitchen gadget after the Keurig, of course. I now send a picture of my crock pot on the counter to my daughter every time I use it, which for the record is about 3 times a week. I'm thinking she's getting annoyed, but it's still fun. Number 3 on my list is a stepladder. First of all, I'm a single woman living full-time in an RV, so a lot of my storage is higher up than I can reach. And without having to ask the campground tall person to come get my big bowl down every time I need it, I really need an easy way to reach the high things. Enter a stepladder. And one that folds to be put out of the way on a regular basis, but is still easily accessible, because we all know that if something is frustrating to get to, we're either going to complain about it and just forget the whole thing, or pull out the closest chair and use that as a stepladder to climb on the counter to reach whatever we're trying to reach. Not saying that I've done that in the past, but after the first fall, you might start rethinking some of your life choices, for sure. So take it from me, just get a foldable stepladder and save yourself some bruises. Number 4, at least one Wi-Fi or Bluetooth controlled light fixture. I have never really liked coming home to a dark house, even when I wasn't single and living alone. And I really am also not a huge fan of wasting energy, even if it is minimal. But living solo in an RV has proven that it's not just something that I should do because I like it, but also I really should have it for safety reasons. A lot of the campgrounds don't have streetlights and they can be so very dark. And as the days get shorter, it's typically dark before I get home, unless I want to cut my fun short and aim to get home by 4 p.m. But since I'm not doing that, I installed this hanging fixture, which, by the way, I actually got from Aldi last year. I know, I love an Aldi. I have the bulb, which is a Wi-Fi bulb. It's set on a timer, which I know there are plug things that do that too, but this bulb in particular is so super cool because I can change the temperature from cool to warm, and I can change the atmosphere to like candlelit or reading, and I can change the brightness according to my mood. But mostly it's the fact that I can adjust all of those things from my phone, which is so convenient, right? Number 5 is a basic tool bag. Yes, I am an interior designer and I do renovation work on my RV and for my friends. So my tool bag might seem a little excessive, but every human needs their own set of basic tools. A hammer, a drill, a tape measure, a set of screwdrivers, at the very least. Funny thing is, my very first tool set was a pink one from IKEA. Everybody made fun of me because it was pink, but I never had to worry about anyone accidentally taking any of my tools. And they were only like $10 for the set. I still have a couple pieces. Although I really have no idea where the rest went. But anyway, again, the moral of the story is I really prefer not to have to ask the campground handyman to hang every single picture or tighten every handle that comes loose on my cabinet doors. Plus, I kind of feel really capable knowing that I own a full set of my own tools. P.S. If any of you decide to go to IKEA to find a tool set for yourselves, let me know if they still have the pink ones. I would love to restart my collection. Number 6 is my mini vacuum. For obvious storage reasons in an RV, having a big vacuum is not the most space-saving piece of equipment. And to be honest, I really need to vacuum this joint at the very least every other day. One, because for some reason, dirt and dust seem to find their way into this RV like I'm throwing a beach party. I don't even wear my shoes inside, but that doesn't help as much as I'd like. I also share my space with a Gizmo, my Chihuahua, and that guy brings the dirt in every time he goes outside to take care of his business, or to when we go for a walk, or just to sit outside for an evening glass of wine. It's crazy, actually, how much dirt gets in here. So I need a small vacuum to be easily accessible for the pre-dinner vacuuming ritual, which leads me to the next item on my list, lint rollers. These things are not just good for taking the dog hair and fuzz off my black clothes, they are also really good at getting his little hairs off the furniture. His hairs literally stick to everything, and a vacuum, especially a smaller one, just won't cut it. But a lint roller, this thing was genius. Number 8, TV dinner trays. I have a table, but it's more of an office than a place where I sit and eat. Also, having dinner at home alone means I get to eat how and when and where I want. I much prefer to sit on the sofa with my Gizzy Man next to me and some Netflix than sit at the table where I spend most of the time working. Plus, these trays are really super easy to store and hide and come in super handy when I have guests over for wine and charcuterie. FYI, I found these. I have 2 of them at my local thrift shop for like $10 for the pair. And they don't need to be fancy, although I am considering doing something fun with the tops. But really, as long as they fold and unfold, I'm good. Number 9, a cute little fan in my bedroom. Listen, I'm middle-aged and hot flashes are real, like stupid real. Yes, turning the AC down to 67 helps a lot, but I mentally struggle with that when it's 30 degrees outside. So having a little fan really, really helps. Plus, some of these campgrounds are ridiculously quiet, and I'm not such a great sleeper as it is. So having the white noise from the fan definitely helps with the sleeping aspect. Plus, it drowns out all the little critter noises that are so easy to hear in an RV. These walls, not so very soundproof. I definitely don't want to see those critters, but not hearing them helps let go of the realization that they're actually out there. And finally, number 10, which is something I kind of take for granted a lot. My iPad. It's not a new one, but it works great for the things that I use it for. And honestly, I don't really know what I do without it. It's my library, my yoga studio, my travel planner, and my canvas for creating my art. And even when I'm somewhere without access to power, it's typically always charged and ready to go. I will have a book to read, a place to draw, and if I really need it, a Siri to talk to. It's really kind of like a mini laptop. All I got to do is pair it with a keyboard and I'm handling emails, I'm planning content, and I'm crushing goals, all from the beach or the local park. It's basically like having a virtual assistant who needs to be plugged in from time to time. So there you have it. 10 things that I cannot or basically refuse to live without currently. I do have more things on this list. Maybe I'll actually turn this into a series of sorts because I'm starting to feel like there are way too many of these things just for one video or even just for 2 videos. And as I get older, they change or new things show up. That's actually one of the coolest things about my generation, by the way. Us Gen Xers. No offense to the other generations out there, but us Gen Xers got to see pretty much the whole tech revolution. I mean, remember 8-tracks or pagers or a payphone for that matter? Plus, I'm very interested to know what you guys have that maybe I didn't realize that I couldn't live without. So if you happen to enjoy this video, or maybe you're downsizing and moving into an RV and just want to figure out what to keep and what you won't need anymore, then consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you won't miss any more of my super amazingly entertaining videos. All about RV life, single living and travel, empty nesting, and just basic mindset and motivation. But for now, until next time, I'll see ya.